Okay, let me ask you about another song. Right now, I'm just going to move from era to era, era to era.
Yes.
Second favorite song after, by the way, my favorite song of yours is one with Abel Chungu. But this one is really, really trying to knock Abel Chungu off. The one you've done with your hubby, Even Here.
Oh, I love that song.
Competing very strongly for position number one.
Even Here. So I wrote Even Here. In fact, the story for the song is actually on our YouTube channel as well. I wrote it a couple of years ago. I've been walking through some physical challenges, especially at that time, and answers were not forthcoming. And so there was an evening that Alan had to go to rehearsal. It was one of the first times ever I have missed rehearsal with my team, the church team. And so he went and I stayed home and I was feeling so unwell. And I was really upset because it was like spiritually, we've done everything. We've prayed, we've rebuked, we've believed.
Fasted.
Physically. We've seen doctors, we've taken all the medicine. I feel like we're doing everything. And I'm not seeing results. And so for a little while, I was just kind of having a pity party, to be honest. And I was feeling...
Which is allowed.
Yeah, well, I was very discouraged and I was kind of moaning out loud on God. My question was, at the time, I was like, you just have to sneeze and I'll be fine. Like, it wouldn't even cost you much, Lord, to heal me. Like, just decide I'm going to be well. And so I was frustrated and I was out loud verbalizing my frustration. Like I was praying to God in a very disrespectful way, if I can call it that. And so, which is fine. I think a lot of Psalms are David being like, how long will you abandon us forever?
Yep.
Like, it's real.
In fact, I was going to say that you're praying to God in a very real way with your emotions. You're being like...
Yeah. Although I have to say, I think it crossed a line.
Okay.
I think I got a little disrespectful. Like now I'm taking on the role. It's like Lucifer. I will ascend the throne. You start feeling like
Job almost.
Yeah, I should make the God decisions in my life, and your decisions are not good. And so as I'm having this kind of very vehement debate and monologue with my Lord, the thought that came into my head is, Rebekah, the enemy's listening to you right now. He's learning. I don't know if you've heard the John McReynolds song where he says, the devil learns from your mistakes. And I that's what the thought that came to my head is, he's learning. He's realizing,
This is how we...
So if I get her sick, she'll deny God. She'll have an issue with God. Like he's picking up tactics right now from your big mouth. And so immediately I got quiet. And then I thought, I need to praise. I need to show the enemy that no matter what, even if he slays me, yet will I trust him. I will praise him. I am not God. It just brought me to that moment of, I've gotten too cocky now. I'm not God. I don't see what tomorrow has. I don't know what he's doing. I can't start assuming I know. And so I pulled out my phone and I wrote the chorus, even here, your name is healer. Even here, you are still good. Even though I don't know what's going on, God, I'm going to call you good. So I wrote the chorus that night. And then a couple of days later, I was in studio and I wrote the verses. And again, it was just one of those songs that came quickly. Some of my songs take a lot of labor, but this one came very quickly. And so I wrote it and I shared it with Alan. And of course, he's my husband. He knows exactly what I'm going through. He knew where the song was coming from.
Yeah.
We recorded it together. And
so what made the decision for you to record it together?
I think several things. On the spiritual, deep, emotional side, it was that he's walked through this journey with me. Whatever it is I'm facing physically, he's having to suffer as well. He probably has to also, even here when my wife is just, you are still good, God, So this is a journey we're both on. But then also, he sings really well. And I have the joy of having this great musician in my house. Why not? Like, we totally should do songs together. We will do many songs together. And it was the first song, I think, since we'd been married that I had written that was more a Rebekah Dawn song. Like, this isn't a church song. This isn't I'd written several congregational songs. Alan has been on he was on our Meant for More album. Even before we were married, he played bass on quite a few of the songs. So we'd been involved musically in church a lot, but this was kind of the first big, I don't know how to explain it, Richie, but there are some songs I write, I just know I got to record this song now. It's time. And that was the first one since we'd been married, I think, that I had done. So I was like, of course I want to do it with him. This is part of his story. And this is the first one I'm doing as a married woman that. So we did it together and put it out. And
you have a plan for me, even though I cannot always understand. Beyond what I can see, I know that I am held within your hands. So I will trust in you, and I will lift a song of praise for you. Will never ever change, no matter what I'm going through. Even here your name is healer, even here you are still good. Even here I will exalt you and lift up praises as I should. For even here your power is greater, I will choose to glorify the power of your wisdom. Though I live or though I die, your ways are perfect. Your name is healer, and you are good. You hold my destiny, so I can look with eyes of faith to what will come. Not moved by what I see, and without ever growing weary, I will run. And I will testify of your wisdom that is greater, and your power that is stronger. For you conquered death with life. Even here your name is healer, even here you are still good. Even here I will exalt you, lift up praises as I should. For even here your power is greater, I will choose to glorify the power of your wisdom. Though I live or though I die, your ways are perfect. Your name is healer, and you are good. Oh, your plan for me is good.
Let me say something about that song. I understand what you say when you talk about Rebekah Dawn songs and congregational songs, though I feel like times are changing, and not to say that God changes or anything, but that song, even when I hear the story, I sometimes feel songs like that are the ones that need to sort of take the place of the other songs would sing in worship, just because of, I know it's wordy, it doesn't, it goes against the Bilawewe for the template that we have, but the spirit on which it is written, like when I hear this story, again, it's one of the songs that I constantly post. I was even having the conversation with you before this, and I was saying that song in COVID, people can sing it right now.
Yeah, it's true.
It makes so much sense that God, even in this time, even when I lose my job, even when I don't have my rent, even whatever, even here, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, how powerful I was that during Westgate, I mean, the one thing that the devil is always doing is throwing things.
Yeah.
So what I'm just trying to say is
we're at war.
It's a powerful song, and then it's a declaration.
Yeah, it is. And to be honest, we have used it in our church. Like
nice.
We've played it. I think I've sung it once at a funeral or something. I can't remember. But we're super intentional about the songs that we sing in our congregation. In fact, we always laugh. We're kind of like a year behind everyone else, because songs come out, they hit, every church does it, and we're a year later we'll be like, okay, let's do that song, But another thing also is, Richie, I don't have fans in my church. And I am so grateful for that. Like, there's no one in my church who's like, oh my gosh, it's a Rebekah Dawn song, we have to do it. Which I'm grateful for. The people that surround me keep my feet on the ground, keep my head from getting in the clouds and getting lost in titles that other people may give out of love and appreciation, but that can easily become, I could allow it to make me egotistical. It's like, this is the place where I got to pick up chairs like everybody else, and I got to serve like everybody else. And so I submit my songs to be sung in church the way all the other songs are. And if the team or my co-leaders or, the guys we decide with what we're going to sing, especially my co-leader, Pastor Kevin, if he doesn't feel it, then we're not going to do it. So we, like even Kutembe Nawe, we've done it in Lighthouse, but we did it like 2 years after it was a big thing. We started singing it, I think it was last year or the end of the year before. For the first time, we did it in our church. And I'm okay with that. Like that keeps me tested. It keeps my heart tested. It keeps me making sure my motives are right. That if I come and say, what about even here? And they're like, nah, it doesn't feel right. What is that going to bring out of me? It's going to be like, Monse, you guys, you don't know I'm the anointed psalmist for the hour. Like 3.3 million people disagree with you, It's fine. I mean, I'm totally like, it's okay.
Okay, in fact,
and also because I do write a lot of songs.
No, I hear it.
Congregational songs, worship songs constantly. So
that's actually, in fact, where I want to go. There's a video even that you've shot for a song that you sang as
a team.
Yes, as a team. Forgotten the name of the song, but I really. Yes.
Speaking still.
To be honest, that's a song that I've actually just come to like over the last, come to listen to over maybe the last 2 months or something like that. Because now in this whole process of and I'm like, hey, this is a really nice song.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so that's one of the songs that you've done now. Tell us about that one.
I wrote You Are Speaking Still beginning of last year. Just in my, honestly, You Are Speaking Still was not one of those God moments that I write a song. It was just, I need to write. It's been a while. I need to keep sharp. And so it was more of a disciplined writing song. And I loved it. When after I wrote it, I was like, this is a great song. And again, all of my songs, I have to submit them and see if they're liked and if they're approved. We also make sure that all of the theology of our songs is checked to make sure we're teaching the right theology in our, because singing is teaching ultimately. It's teaching to tunes. So I wrote it beginning of last year, and we had done it in church several times, and so we just thought it'd be fun to do a song with the team, a video. So that That was our first live. And the other reason I also did that is because I was about to record Bethu and Highest Praise live album. And so I just thought it might be good as well for me to get some experience in live.
So when you say you're about to record their live album, what does that mean?
So they did their last album. It's not out yet, but the recording process was
the sound
live.
Engineering.
Yes.
Yes. You're the one with the sound engineer for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did that because I did their first album. I produced their first album, but their first album was a studio album. So this is a live album. And then it was also a live DVD, like a live video.
Yes.
So it just kind of so happened, it worked out well that it's like, oh, we're actually about to do something with my team. And this is our first live video. So that's
Let's
cool
see.
that I get to see how the process goes before I do Bethu. So yeah, it was really fun. I loved it. We'll definitely be doing more.
Talking about Bethu, not only did you produced their album, like the full album.
Yeah.
Yo, how was that? Because was this now the first time aside the church, was this the first time you're producing for other people?
No.
Actually, even for Karemi Rimbo, you've produced.
Yeah, I've produced for a lot of people.
Okay, let's talk about your production.
Yeah.
Well,
So